All right. Shalom, shalom. I want to say Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. All right. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth and who rule well in this truth. Shalom to the 144,000 and the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel that scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Peace and mercy unto you, you Negroes, you Latinos, you Native Americans. You are the true Hebrew Israelites that the Bible speaks of. You are the true chosen people of the book. All right, so I want to get into this lesson, Daniel, the second chapter. All right, when you read Daniel, the second chapter, all right, Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, all right, had a dream that frightened him, man. All right, he had a dream of an image that was very terrible to him, man. All right, but it went away from him, and he called all the wise men of Babylon, all right, to give him the interpretation of the dream, and they were not able to. All right, only Daniel was able to, and that's because Daniel was given the the wisdom and knowledge to be able to understand dreams and to interpret them. Matter of fact, let's get that. All right, I think that's in the first chapter. Yeah, let's go back to the first chapter. All right, the Lord Yahweh, all right, gave Daniel knowledge, wisdom, and knowledge to be able to understand and interpret dreams. So it says right here, Daniel 1:17. As for these four children, God gave them knowledge and skill in all learning and wisdom, and Daniel had understanding in all visions and dreams. All right, so Daniel was the only one that was able to interpret Nebuchadnezzar's dream, because Nebuchadnezzar was about to put to death all the wise men. All right, but Daniel, out of all the wise men, was only able to interpret the dream, man. All right, now the dream that Nebuchadnezzar had was a image, man, and the image looked like this. All right, the image of the dream, all right, the image in the dream that Nebuchadnezzar had, all right, was true prophecy that already came to pass. All right, but the latter part of the prophecy hasn't happened yet. It's about to happen. All right, and we're gonna get into that when we break the chapter down. All right, because many people don't understand Daniel the second chapter. All right, because the Lord is not dealing with them. They're not the true prophets of the Lord. All right, and in Nebuchadnezzar's dream, the image, all right, the image of the head, all right, the head of the image was of gold. All right, as you see here, the head of the image is of gold, and the arms were of silver, the belly was of brass, and the legs were of iron, and the feet were mixed with iron and clay. Now, every part of the statue of the image he had a dream of represented an empire, all right, that came in power. All right, the head of gold represented the Babylonian Empire, all right, which ruled the entire earth at one time. And then after the Babylonian Empire fell, all right, the Mede and the Persian Empire came into power, and then they ruled the earth. But then the Mede and the Persian Empire fell. Then after that empire fell came the Greek Empire, all right. Then the Greek Empire fell. Then the Romans came into power, all right. So we're going to break it down, man. All right, this is all true history. This is all true history, man. All right, that has happened already, man. All right, but the latter part of this prophecy hasn't happened yet, but we're going to get into it, man. All right. So, let's start. It starts at Daniel 2:31. So let's get into it, all right? This is Daniel 2:31. It says, "Thou, O king, sawest, and behold a great image." All right, yeah, so in his dream, Nebuchadnezzar had seen a great image, man. All right, it says, "This great image, whose brightness was excellent, stood before thee, and the form thereof was terrible." Yeah, that's why it troubled him, man, because in his dream, the form and the image was a terrible thing, man. All right, it says, "Whose brightness was excellent, stood before thee, and the form thereof was terrible." All right, it says, "This image's head was of gold," like you see right here. This image's head was of gold. All right, and the head of gold represented the Babylonian Empire. All right, because when you skip down to the 38th verse, all right, because first what Daniel does, because Daniel tells him what he has seen in his dream, then he gives him the interpretation of the dream. All right, so he told him that in the dream, all right, this image that you've seen, the image was its head, it was of gold. It says this image's head was of fine gold, like you see right here, and that represented the Babylonian Empire. All right, because when you go down to the 38th verse, it says, and wheresoever the children of men dwell, the beast of the field and the fowls of the heaven has he given into thy hand, and has made thee ruler over them all. Thou art this head of gold. So Daniel told Nebuchadnezzar, you are this head of gold. All right, Nebuchadnezzar was the king of Babylon. So he told the king of Babylon, Nebuchadnezzar, that thou art this head of gold. The head of gold represented the Babylonian Empire. All right, and then after the Babylonian Empire was to fall, all right, the Mede and the Persian Empire was to come into power, to rise and to come into power. All right, which is the arms of silver. But we're gonna get into it. Let's go back. All right, it says, thou, O king, sawest and behold a great image. This great image, whose brightness was excellent, stood before thee. All right, and the form thereof was terrible. All right, this image's head was of fine gold. All right, which represents the Babylonian Empire. All right, this image's head was of fine gold. All right, then it says his breast and his arms of silver, as you see right here. His breast and his arms were of silver. Okay, in the breast that were of, in the breast and the arms that were of silver represented the Mede and the Persian Empire, because after the Babylonian Empire fell, came the Mede and the Persian Empire. All right, they came into power. All right, and it says his belly and his thighs of brass. All right, his belly and his thighs of brass, which represented the Greeks, because after the Mede and the Persian Empire fell, the Greeks came into power. This is all true history, man. This is all true history. All right, when the Babylonians fell, when the Babylonian Empire fell, came the Mede and the Persian Empire. All right, and Daniel, he lived during the time of the Babylonian Empire, and he lived during the time of the Persian Empire as well. All right, so matter of fact, let's get that in Daniel, the first chapter. All right, so it says right here, let's read it. Let's read Romans, Daniel 1:1. All right, it says, in the 3rd year of the reign of Jehoiakim, king of Judah, came Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, into Jerusalem and besieged it. All right, so this took time. All right, during the time of the Babylonian Empire. All right, during the time of Nebuchadnezzar. All right, but when you go all the way down to the 21st verse, which is the last verse, it says, and Daniel continued even unto the 1st year of King of Cyrus, which was the king of the Persians. All right, so Daniel lived during the time of the Babylonian Empire all the way to the Persian Empire. All right, he lived from the time of the Babylonian Empire, which was the head of gold, all the way to the Persian Empire. All right, which was the arms and breast of silver. Okay, so let's go back to Daniel, the 2nd chapter. All right, let's get it, man. All right. So it says the image's head was of fine gold, the Babylonian Empire. All right, his breast and his arms of silver. All right, which is the Mede Persian Empire, and it says his belly and his thighs of brass, which represents the Greek Empire. All right, verse 33. His legs of iron. All right, his legs of iron. All right, which represented the Romans. All right, his feet, part of iron and part clay, which represents NATO and the European Union. All right, the modern day NATO and the European Union nations. All right, so let's keep reading. It says, thou sawest till that a stone was cut out without hands. Now, the stone that was cut out without hands is talking about Yahushua, all right, the Messiah. All right, thou sawest till that a stone was cut out without hands, which smote the image upon his feet, that were of iron and clay, and break them into pieces. Yeah, because when Yahushua comes back, that's who's going to be in power. All right. This is the time we're living in now. All right. We're living at the feet right now. All right. The feet was part iron and part clay. All right. We're living in that time now. All right. And Yahushua, all right, the scriptures say, all right, the stone, which is Yahushua, all right, he's going to smite the image upon his feet. Yeah, because that's who's going to be in power when the Lord comes back. All right, we're living in that time now. We're getting ready to see Yahushua crack that sky. All right, and we're going to break down what that part iron and part clay is. All right. Thou sawest till that a stone was cut out without hands, which smote the image upon his feet, that were of iron and clay, and break them into pieces. Yeah, because that's what the Lord is coming back to do. all right, to bring all authority, to bring down and take down all authority, all power, and all rulership of this planet Earth. All right, he's going to break these kingdoms and these nations into pieces, man. All right, because these kingdoms and these so-called nations and these rulers and these kings of the planet Earth, they're no kings at all, man. They're really no kings at all. The Lord is getting ready to set them at naught, man, to bring them down all the way to abase them as low as they can go, man. All right. Matter of fact, let's get First Corinthians. All right, let's get First Corinthians. All right, First Corinthians 15, I think it is. All right. First Corinthians 24, all right? It says, then cometh the end, all right? That's when we're living in a time of the end now, when Yahushua is getting ready to crack that sky, all right? Just like we're reading right here, thou sawest till that a stone was cut out without hands, and that stone was talking about Yahushua, all right? Which smote the image upon its feet. Yeah, Yahushua smote the image upon his feet, man, right? Because the image really is talking about America and the NATO and the European Unions, all right? And that's the time we're living in now, all right? NATO and the European Union that's in power right now, all right? But it says, thou sawest till a stone was cut out without hands, which smote the image upon his feet that were of iron and clay and break them into pieces, all right? So this goes hand in hand with 1 Corinthians 15 and 24. Then cometh the end, when he shall deliver up the kingdom to God, even the Father, when he shall when he shall have put down all rule and all authority and power. That's what Yahushua is getting ready to do, all right? He's getting ready to put down all rule and all authority and power of this planet Earth, because this earth is really Yahushua's, all right? The Lord is taking the rulership of this planet Earth back, man. Right, because this earth is really his. It was created for him and for the Israelites to rule forever and ever and ever, man. You know, because when the Lord sets up his kingdom, when he comes back, that kingdom is going to be forever and ever and ever and ever, and all these other nations are going to be our subjects, our slaves, our servants forever and ever and ever, and we're going to rule with Yahushua, Lord willing. I'm part of that number. All right, so let's go back into Daniel 2. All right, let's start at 31. Let's break this down one more time. All right, so Daniel 2 and 31. Thou, O king, sawest and beheld a great image. All right, so Daniel was telling Nebuchadnezzar what he had seen, because he had forgot, all right, what he dreamed about. But he know that what he dreamed about, it troubled him. All right, it says, thou, O king, sawest and behold a great image. This great image, whose brightness was excellent, stood before thee, and the form thereof was terrible. All right, this image's head was of fine gold, the Babylonians. All right, his breast and his arms of silver represented the Medo-Persian Empire. All right, his belly and his thighs of brass, talking about the Greek Empire. His legs of iron, all right, which is the Roman Empire. His feet, all right, part of iron and part clay, which is the time we're living in now. All right, all these empires came, gone, and went already. This is the time we're living in now. All right, the time of the feet, which is part of iron and part clay, which represents the NATO and the European nations. All right, thou sawest till that a stone was cut out without hands, which is Yahushua, which smote the image upon his feet. All right, that were of iron and clay, and break them to pieces. All right, because we're living in a time of when Yahushua is coming back. See, his feet, part iron and part clay. This is the time we're living in now. And it says Yahushua, it says the stone smote the image, all right, upon his feet, because we're living in that time now, all right, when Yahushua, all right, is getting ready to come back, all right, and he's going to smite all these nations down, man. All right, we read it in 1 Corinthians 15. All right, the Lord, it says right here, when he shall have put down all rule and all authority and power. All right, so it says, all right, then was the iron, the clay, the brass, the silver, and the gold broken to pieces together, and became like the chaff of the summer threshing floor. Yeah, the Lord's getting ready to thresh, man. All right. And the wind carried them away. Yeah, the wind is just gonna carry them away, like they were never, man. All right, like they never have been, man. All right, that no place was found for them. Yeah, all right, that's what the Lord is getting ready to do. All right, he's getting ready to take down all rule, all authority, and power, man. You know. All right, and the wind carried them away, that no place was found for them. And the stone that smote the image became a great mountain and filled the whole earth. Yeah, the kingdom of heaven, man. All right, Yahushua, the stone. All right, he filled the whole earth, man. You know, all right, because the Lord is getting ready to come back to set up his kingdom. All right, which is the kingdom of Israel on this planet Earth, man. All right, and the whole earth is going to be ruled by our rulership. All right. By the laws, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushai. All right. You know, it says that no place was found for them, and the stone that smote the image became a great mountain and filled the whole earth. All right. Now, he told Nebuchadnezzar what he's seen in his dream. All right. Now he's going to interpret Nebuchadnezzar's dream. All right. It says, this is the dream, and we will tell the interpretation thereof before the king. Thou, O king, art the king of kings, for the God of heaven has given thee a kingdom, power, and strength, and glory. Yeah, because when kingdoms rise and fall, that's the Most High that puts kingdoms into power. All right, it's the Most High that makes kingdoms fall, man. All right, because I think in was it the 4th chapter, when Nebuchadnezzar got real proud, man, he thought it was because of his own strength and power, all right, that he became king of the planet Earth, all right, king of kings of the Babylonian Empire. He was real proud, all right, but the Lord had to humble him, all right, turn him into a damn oxen or whatever it was, you know, all right, took his understanding away from him, all right. So it says, this is the dream, all right, and we will tell the interpretation thereof before the king. Thou, O king, art the king of kings, for the God of heaven has given thee a kingdom, power, and strength, and glory. Matter of fact, let's get that. I think that's in the 21st verse. All right, it says, and he changes the times and the seasons. He removeth kings and set up kings. So when the kingdom comes into power, all right, that's the Lord that did it. All right, and when the Lord takes down the kingdom, all right, when the kingdom comes down, when the kingdom falls, that's the Lord that did it. The Lord is the one that sets up kings, and he brings and he removeth kings, man. You know, matter of fact, that's also in Psalms 75 as well. Let's get that. All right. Let's get Psalms Psalm 75 and 7. All right. It says Psalm 75 and 7. But God is the judge. He putteth down one and set up another. You see? So the reason why America is considered that top nation that's in power, all right, you know, the dollar is the currency of the world. You know, America is known as the top nation on the earth. That's the Lord that made America the top nation on the earth, man. Right, but the Lord is getting ready to bring America down, man. Wipe America off the face of this earth, man. Because the kingdom of Israel is getting ready to be established, all right? The true kingdom of Israel. The kingdom of you Negroes, you Latinos, you Native Americans, man. All right, but it's really Yahushua's kingdom, and he's going to share his throne with us. The 144,000, Lord willing, I'm part of that elect, part of that number. All right? So let's get back to it. All right? So it says, thou, O king, art the king of kings, for the God of heaven has given thee a kingdom, power, and strength, and glory. And wheresoever the children of men dwell, the beasts of the field and the fowls of the heaven has he given into thy hand. You see? All right, and has made thee ruler over them all. Thou art this head of gold. All right, so Daniel told Nebuchadnezzar, you are the head of gold, which represents the Babylonian Empire. And it's crazy because it tells you right here, look at the title, it says the Babylon, the first kingdom. All right, which is crazy, man. All right, that's how you know there's scholars that that deal with the blue letter, man. All right. So let's go. All right, because after the Babylonian Empire, the Mede and the Persian Empire came into power. All right, and it tells you right here, Medo-Persian. All right, and then Greece, man. All right, it says, and after thee shall rise another kingdom inferior to thee, which is talking about the Mede and the Persian Empire. All right, the arms and the breast of silver. All right, and another third kingdom of brass. All right, the third kingdom of brass, which is talking about the Greeks, which shall bear rule over all the earth. All right, Rome, the fourth The fourth part of the statue, all right, which is the legs of iron, which is talking about the Roman Empire. You see right here, Rome, all right. It says, and the fourth kingdom, all right, shall be as strong in iron, and that's what Rome was known for, using iron, all right. For as much as iron breaketh in pieces and subdueth all things, and as iron that breaketh all these shall it break in pieces and bruise. All right. And whereas thou sawest the feet and toes, part potter's clay and part iron, the kingdom shall be divided. Talking about NATO and the EU. All right. But there shall be in it the strength of the iron. All right. Because who rules over the NATO and the European nations? America. All right, because America is the Roman Empire reincarnated. All right, because the Roman Empire fell, but it came back. It came back as America. All right, it tells you that in Revelation, the 13th chapter. All right, the deadly wound that was healed. The deadly wound that was healed was talking about America. Rome. All right, how was it healed? When it came back as America. Because it says, let's read this again. It says, and whereas thou sawest the feet and toes, part of potter's clay and part of iron, the kingdom shall be divided, NATO and the European Union. But there shall be in it the strength of iron, the strength of Rome, all right? Because America is the Roman Empire coming back, all right? And America rules over all these, is on top of the NATO and the European nations, all right? But there shall be in it of the strength of iron, for as thou sawest the iron mixed with miry clay. Yeah, because again, America is the Roman Empire coming back. That's why we use the Latin alphabet. All right, the English alphabet is really the Latin alphabet. All right, Latin was the language that was spoken in Rome. All right, you also got Latin on the back of the dollar bill. All right, you also learn about Roman numerals in school. Okay, you got the national animal of America, which is the eagle, which was also one of the national animals in Rome. All right, the eagle's on the back of the coin, the U.S. coin. All right, the eagle was also on the coin of Rome, you know, and many other things too, man. All right, I did a video on it comparing Rome with America, man. All right, so let's keep reading. It says, and as the toes of the feet were part of iron and part of clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken. All right. And whereas thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with clay. All right. And in the days of these kings shall God of heaven set up a kingdom. Yeah, we're living in that time now, man. We're living in that time now. We're living in a time of the feet that was mixed with iron and clay. That's now. All right, that's now. And it says, and in the days of these kings shall God of heaven set up a kingdom. Yeah, Yahushua is getting ready to crack that sky and set up his kingdom, the kingdom of heaven, the kingdom of Israel, which is the kingdom of heaven. All right, he's getting ready to set up his kingdom up on this planet Earth, man. And the kingdom is going to be forever and ever and ever and ever and ever, man. And ever and ever and ever and ever. You know, and in the days, that's the Lord is getting, bro. You people we're living in a time now where the Lord is getting ready to crack that sky, man. All right. And in the days of these kings shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom. All right. Which shall never be destroyed. Yeah. All right. The kingdom of heaven is never going to be destroyed. All right. Which is the kingdom of Israel. Is Yahushua's kingdom. All right. All right. And the kingdom, meaning the kingdom of heaven, shall not be left to other people. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. All right. Because the kingdom of heaven is only for one people. It shall not be left to other people. All right. The kingdom of heaven is only for the Israelites. All right. It's not for any other nation. All right. No other nation is going to rule in the kingdom of heaven. The Moabites are not going to rule. The Ammonites are not going to rule. The Canaanites are not going to rule. All right. The Cushites are not going to rule. The Mizrahites are not going to rule. The Edomites are not going to rule. All right. The Lord is getting ready to set up the kingdom of heaven, the kingdom of Israel, which is it's Yahushua's kingdom, and he's going to share it with us, man. All right. He's going to share his throne with the elect. All right. And the kingdom shall not be left to other people. All right. Because the kingdom of heaven is only for the nation of Israel. All right. You Negroes, you Latinos, you Native Americans. The Lord is getting ready to make us kings, gods, and rulers of this planet Earth once again. All right, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. Yeah, that's what Yahushua is getting ready to do. He's getting ready to consume and break all these nations into pieces, man. Into pieces, man. All these kingdoms, all these so-called kings and people that sit in high places, man. All right, they're all getting ready to crumble and get dashed into pieces, man. All right. All these nations and kingdoms are going to come down, man. Starting with the elite banking families and these kings that rule these nations on this planet Earth, these presidents and these prime ministers, they're all coming down, man. All right, and they're all going into chains and shackles, and they're all becoming servants and slaves, man. You understand? All right, it says, for as much as thou sawest that the stone was cut out of the mountain without hands, which is talking about Yahushua, all right, and that it break in pieces the iron, the brass, the clay, the silver, and the gold. The great God has made known to the king what shall come to pass hereafter, and the dream is certain. All right, this is what I'm telling you is certain, man. Yahushua is we're living in that time where Yahushua is getting ready to crack that sky open, all right, and he's going to take his world back, his earth back, the kingdom back, man, the rulership of this planet Earth back, you know, and he ain't asking for it. He's going to take it, man, because it's his. All right, the great God has made known to the king what shall come to pass hereafter, and the dream is certain, and the interpretation thereof sure. Yeah, so everything that Daniel told him, all right, was for certain. It was sure. All right, ain't no slack in it, you know. Daniel broke it down to him piece by piece, man, and we breaking it down to you piece by piece, man. What we're telling you is the true breakdown, man. All right, every part of this image that he saw in his dream represented a kingdom, man. All right, the Babylonians, the Medo-Persian, the Greeks, the Romans, and we're living in a time of defeat right now. And the scriptures say that the stone that was cut out without hands is going to smite the feet. All right, meaning he's going to come back and he's going to take down the kingdoms that's ruling now. We're living in a time of defeat now, man. That's part iron, part clay, man. You understand? I'm trying to make it make sense to you, man. You know? All right. So, you know, that was the breakdown. That was the breakdown of the image, man. You know, of Daniel, the 2nd chapter. All right. And Lord willing, it was edifying. Yahweh, Raktazah, it was edifying, man. All right. It is, and the dream is certain, and the interpretation thereof sure, man. All right. And we break the true prophets of the Lord are breaking it down to you. All right. Starting with the prophets of Great Millstone and the ones that teach in like manner, man. You understand? All right, so again, Yahweh Raktazah, this lesson was edifying. I want to say Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. All right, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth and who rule well in this truth. Shalom to the 144,000 and the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel that scattered throughout the 4 corners of the earth. Peace and mercy unto you. You Negroes, you Latinos, you Native Americans. You are the true Hebrew Israelites that the Bible speaks of. You are the true chosen people of the book. All right. So into the next one. Shalom, shalom.